All right, everyone. My name's Alessia Lima from With Digital. Today we're going to talk about how to export a manifest or create a manifest from Expanse and to upload to Ownlocal, FTP, and then also talk about how we grab missing ads from Expanse and drop them into Ownlocal. This is a daily procedure that we do. Usually we do the day before and of course manifest for this morning, and then next day of course will be for today and the day of, kind of thing. All the manifest is made up of ads that are sent to complete by a user. That's how we indicate what needs to be uploaded to Ownlocal, because that's the process that Expanse developed for us. So ads that are sent to complete is already automatically uploaded to Ownlocal. So the first thing we need to do is basically create a manifest. So what we want to do is go into Expanse and actually build. Well, if you press Command F or Control F on your Mac or PC, you'll get an ad query find box. This is where all basically to customize your report and what you want to see. Okay, so for sake here, I actually have saved a query search. It's called SEO search. If you don't have this on your computer or on your Expanse, you just have to create it. But if I click on them, mainly it's these settings up here. So what I have to do is, of course, I want to know all the sites that are part of Ownlocal. I want the ads from there. So site is, and then by clicking this, you can actually highlight what sites you want to have in the report and what you don't want. For me, actually, I don't need Free Trader, Grants, Daily Territorial, Wick, mainly just and Ari. Just mainly the top news or the top papers. So once I do that, I'm going to click out of it, and now I know that I've selected 18 sites. We have to make sure that in Expanse, ad category is actually a field that we created for SEO. The reason it's called ad category is because it was an empty field that Expanse had available. So instead of further development, we went ahead and used the ad category to work with how the ad is selected for SEO for packages mainly. So if I click on this is actually the list of answers that the field holds in the request ad form in Expanse to so we know what ad, what package, and so on. For this report, really all we need is the 1 through 5 selections. The no SEO is not a concern for us. So make sure those are highlighted. We also need to make sure that we pick ads that were sent to complete by a user, and this is where we can pick the range. In this case, today is the August 11th, so I'm going to do a range from yesterday, pick up all the ads from yesterday, and then as well as today, this morning, whatever we have this morning. From there, we're going to not include web ads. Web ads is false, and of course you can add here and delete here different selections, filters, but mainly these are the ones that we need to worry about. So once you do that, I'm going to run query. It takes a little minute to load. Okay, so once that is done, and now I have ad number, advertiser name, site, and ad category. I would like the report to have the ad category so we can tell which ad and what was purchased with it or what was selected for it. This is good for us to do auditing with. So let's go ahead and include that column into your reporting. From here, I'm just going to do a hierarchy or filter or set them up by site so all the sites are together. This way it makes it easier for us to create a manifest. From there, on the right here, you're going to, well, first of all, if you don't have this ad category, if you go to edit static columns, you can actually see that these 4 are the columns here. So we have add number, which is locked, you can't move that one, but then you have advertiser, site name, add category. If you double click, like if you click once, it highlights. If you double click, it puts it back to one of the available columns. And so if you want it back, of course, just double click and it'll show up there. We want to make sure these are the 4 columns that we export a report from Expanse, and then it will help us again with auditing and creating a manifest. So once I like those 4 columns, I'm going to press save. So now it's here, and from there, once this load, okay. So make sure again it's aligned by site. Oop. That's interesting. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, so aligned by site. Then again, press on the right drop down there, and you're going to say export list. And of course, it's going to export a CSV file, which is fine. So I'm going to just say here, Expanse report August 11th. And let's just, for file sakes, let's take away the spaces so it doesn't corrupt the file, and then I'm just going to place it on my desktop. Okay, so once I do that, I can close this and close Expanse. Now, some of you might have Excel on your computer. Since I don't, I have numbers and I'm on a Mac. I'll use that. It's basically the Mac version of Excel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the CSV file that I just created from Expanse, and I'm going to drag it into numbers. Oops. Let's find it. Nope. That's not it. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So actually, my apologies. It actually comes out as a text file, which still holds the tabs to it, so it will look okay in Expanse, or excuse me, Excel or numbers, because it still carries over the tabs and creates columns. So I'm going to open that up. So once I do, I'm going to have this. This is the report that was done in Excel. Okay. So once I have this, I'm going to go to my drive and make sure that you have editing permission or sharing permission for Ownlocal internal folder. And I'm going to go to SEO data. This is where we keep everything that we've done through the beginning from August 1st when we launched till today. So from here, what you'll do is create a folder and name it today's date. Press OK, so it's in there. What I'm going to do is just go back to the yesterday's manifest, and I'm just going to grab one of the templates, manifest templates. This way, it has to be exactly the same template each time, because of Ownlocal created this script code that reads these manifest CSV files in a way that is successful. So we have to go ahead and use these. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to go back to SEO data. I'm going to go into my 811 for today, and I'm going to go ahead and paste it in here. Okay, let's see. I guess paste, copy, and paste does not work, so I'm going to go like this. And I'm actually going to go ahead and open this. So I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to open with Google Sheets, because now I'm in Google Drive, so everything is part of Google, so Google Sheets opens the CSV file. And this is basically the template that we are going to use for the manifest and what is sent to Ownlocal. So we really don't want to, we keep the 2 headings the same. We don't really touch those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Green Valley here, since it's the first one on here. So since advertiser's name is first and then ad number is first, that's how we have to keep it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these here. And I'm gonna, for easier way of pasting in, I'm gonna grab this column. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to add a column after this advertiser's name. I'm gonna grab this column and I'm gonna copy and I'm gonna paste it in there. This way I have the ad numbers to the right, just like how the manifest is. Now, I'll start with Green Valley. So main thing is grab only what's Green Valley from the rows and columns. So from here to here, I'm going to copy and I'm going to stick it in here. So it does bring in my lines as well to get rid of that. Take away the borders by the clear borders here. We just want to make sure it looks exactly like the last template we uploaded for them. So once we have that, of course it is Green Valley. This was the one from yesterday, but make sure that we rename it for today. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it and go find my drive folder here, the internal SEO data, and then the file that I just created is right there. I'm going to move it for today's date. It's going to say, yes, people may lose that. Okay, that's fine. All right. So now I've created one manifest for Green Valley News. Okay. If I go back to my drive here just to show you, make sure it's there. I'm going to go back to SEO. I'm going to find my today's folder. I'm going to double open that. And there it is. Okay, I'm just going to make sure, open it up for a second. There it is. Name is correct. And we are good. So from here, we continue on. So we did Green Valley. So next is Half Moon Bay. So I'm going to grab this. I want to mention, if you do see new advertiser, that's because Expanse said if it's not part of the drop down for past clients, it thinks it's a new advertiser. Let's try to take that away and just give it the client's name. This is better for the way it will be picked up from in Ownlocal. So I'm going to grab this since Half Moon only has one and continue on. So Half Moon, I'm going to delete these from GB News. Put the Half Moon one in there. Of course, borders off. And then I'm going to name it here, Half Moon Bay Review. That's probably the easiest way to go about this now that instead of trying to move, well, no, that's fine. Okay, so make sure it's always named by the site date. So I have that. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to move it in here. So once it loads, okay, so I actually renamed what I did. So what I need to do, since I'm working within Google Drive, I'm gonna need to go back steps. So I'm gonna go Command Z and go back to what I had for Green Valley, rename this, and the easiest way to go about it is actually going to File, download as a CSV file. So let me do that. So Files, download as CSV file. Okay, so that's one. Make sure, because it downloads in my download folder. Okay, let's see, where are you? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of some of these. Okay, so sorry about that. Give me 1 second so we're not confused here. This is a file I just downloaded from here. It does keep the same, the past file name, plus it adds what I renamed it. Just make sure you always leave this .csv file and just get rid of everything else. And so it's just mainly Manifest GB News 0/11/2016. Okay. Now let's keep going. So from here we did Half Moon Bay. GB News. I'm going to go to Half Moon Bay. Okay, do the same thing, grab this, bring it in here. It's going to bring the borders in. I'm going to clear the borders, and then once I do that, I'm going to say File, download as CSV file. Okay, and I'm going to keep going. Oops. All right, next, Montrose. Montrose has a lot, which is great. All right, from there to there, I'm going to grab that, delete these. Oops. Have that, clear this, keep going. Montrose. File, download as, CSV file, keep going. I'm going to get rid of these. And now Nogales is next, VS. Same thing, clear, file save as. Next. Grab these. Go in here. Clear. Ontario. File download as. CSV file. Next. Delete these. Keep going. Next side, Pierre. Clear that. Take away borders. This is Pierre. Pierre's capital journal. File, download as, CSV file. Okay, next. Almost done. Roanoke Rapids. There to there. Oops. So notice how even like when you see dollar signs, let's try to take those off. The reason Roanoke Rapids does that is because it's a prepaid account and they like to put those dollar signs in there. I've mentioned to them to avoid that because we really don't want to mess with client names and just in general do more things than we need to do. So if it's done the first time, we don't have to go in and make the modifications in here. So right, Roanoke Rapids, do the same thing. Our Daily Herald. File, download as, CSV file. And then Safford. CSV file. Oops, actually, that was my mistake. I didn't rename it, so let's go back a step, just make sure. Alright, so that was my mistake. So I'm going to go back to my download folder just to make sure I just get rid of these and start again with Roanoke Rapids. So back in here, download, save as, CSV file. Okay, now grab this, get rid of that, put Safford in here. Again, take away the borders, and then Safford. File, download as. Okay, Wapton is next. Rename it here. File, save as, or download as, in this case. Of course, if you have, again, if you have Excel, you don't have to go through Google Drive. You can just save as a CSV file. Alright, Wahpeton, then I go into Williston. Last one. So grab this, get rid of that. Stick that in there. Take away the borders. Alright, have that. And then lastly, name change. Williston. Download as CSV file. Alright, so that is my manifest for today. So now what I need to do is grab what I just downloaded as manifest and stick them into the SEO data So let me do that. Alright, so download, there they are. Alright, so I have just making sure that this opens up. Okay, good. Okay, so because of the way they're downloaded name-wise, just make sure that there's one .csv file, and you keep the first site name there. So what did need to make sure these are correct. Always check your work. Okay, so once I have these done, this one was, alright, there's mantras, but it seems like I have two for some reason, so let me just check on these. From here, I'm going to go ahead and just open them up to see if you click on your Mac preview or the space bar and you're highlighting a file, you can actually see a preview of it. This way I can just go and check my work to make sure that's correct. Site and manifest. So Green Valley had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fletcher, yep. So Green Valley's good. Half Moon Bay, do the same thing. Half Moon Bay had 1. Okay, we're good. Montrose, that was the weird one here. So let's just make sure here that I have them all. Okay, so that's actually VS, Green Valley. No, Nogales, excuse me. So let me just make this Nogales. That was the confusion, and this one's actually Montrose. Alright, so list of Montrose, it starts with Montrose Ford, actually, there it is. And then it ends with Lone Eagle. Yep, we're good. Then it goes to Nogales. Nogales has all Villas today. Alright, from there to there, looks good. Next, Ontario. Four Rivers to Rushton, we're good. Premier, Paris to, yep, we're good. Oh, so I noticed on this one that it had a new advertiser, so we can actually fix that then. From here, we're gonna go our daily, okay, our daily, which is here. Givens to commercial ready, that's fine. Safford, Eastern Arizona Courier, yep. Wappington, Dakota to St. Catharines, yep. And then Williston, we have 2. Yep. So here are my manifest. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my drive here. I'm going to go ahead and just delete this one that I created for template-wise. So now nothing's in there. I'm going to grab all these and stick them in here for sharing purposes. Alright, so they're in there. I'm also going to add the file that, the report here that I exported from Expanse. Since I have numbers, I'm going to export it as an Excel file. This way everybody has the ability to open it, even if they're PC users. So yeah, name the same is fine. Alright, I'm going to actually, let's just save this as a numbered file too. Alright, so I have all different formats in there. Okay, so they're all in there. I'm going to grab those through, put them in here, so everybody has access to them. Okay. So from there, we had to just make sure. I noticed that Wapton was the one. Which one was it? Oops. No, Pierre had the new advertiser. Oh, that actually has two. So let's just go in there and just take that off in here. So I'm going to open this up. Open with Google Sheets. This and this other new advertiser here. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to save that. I'm actually going to download it again, so get rid of that one in there that I have in my download folder. File, download again, CSV file. So now it's in there. I'm going to close that. I'm going to close that. And I'm going to get rid of these two because they were the old ones, and I'm going to put the new one in there. And again, I have to rename it or take away the extra name in there. Okay, make sure it's always .csv file, and then drag that in there. Okay. From there, and then going to alright, so manifests are done. So I'm going to now upload them to Ownlocal's FTP for each site. So in this case, I have CyberDuck. I have them bookmarked here. I'm going to start with the one at the bottom and work my way up. So Roanoke Rapids, I'm going to double click on that. I'm going to say thank you. Okay, it just, I guess if you get this, it's unsecure, but it's okay. Don't show again. Check mark, continue on. So this is, it's easier when you have them on your computer than your drive. So always keep the files on your computer too to upload to the Ownlocal's FTPs. Okay, so Roanoke Rapids is the first one. We always want to place manifests, ads, or anything inside the Today folder. So I'm going to grab the Roanoke Rapid one. Yep, I'm going to grab this, I'm going to drag it in there, make sure that it goes into the Today folder. Alright, that's done. You can see that it's in there. Alright, next, Nogales. Drag it, Today folder. Okay, it's in there. Next, Montrose. Okay, next, Half Moon Bay. Sydney, we didn't see any Sydney today. Williston, yes. Washington, yes. Sierra Vista, nothing today. Iberia, nothing today. Green Valley, next. Okay. Frontiersman, which is Wasilla, nothing today. EA Courier is Safford, yes, there's one today. Okay. Douglas, nothing. Cap Journal, yes. Pierre. Cap Journal is Pierre, so I'm going to click that. Drag it into the Today folder. Okay, next. Expanse, nothing today. Expanse, yes. Pierre. Pierre is Pierre. So I'm going to click that. Drag it into the Today folder. Okay, next. Expanse, nothing today. Expanse, yes. Pierre. Pierre is Pierre. So I'm going to click that. Drag it into the Today folder. Benson, no Benson today. Argus, yeah, Ontario, yes. Putting that up. Grab that and place it in there. All right, so from no Anchorage Press. All right, so that's how we upload to FTP for Ownlocal. Now from here, we then go into Ownlocal URL to make sure that, to make sure that there's no missing ads. And to do that, we have to go to adforge.ownlocal.com/admin/publishers. I'm going to click on that. Okay, to log into this, you would have to use, you need a login information to get into here. Let me know, and I'll go ahead and give you that information. But from here, when you're logged in, you'll see the sites to the left. If you click on here, it will take you to the actual directory, live directory. This is to get into the back end, let's just say Sydney Herald here. So the first thing we need to do is export the ad list so I can see what ads are missing. So, first thing you need to do is check this to make sure that it highlights all the sites here. And then from there, I'm going to export ad list. And it's going to send a report to me because I'm logged in as me, okay, in my email. When I receive that, it will show up here, which will look like, well, this is my email, but let me see, it will look like, it'll look like this, send report. So I click on that, and this is the report that that Ownlocal provides us. To make sure that there's no missing ads and to verify, in this case, like, we need to make sure that first we look at only the manifest date, which start date and create date is the same, which is mainly the manifest date. So in this case, since this is from yesterday's manifest, just to show you an example, I would have to look at August 10th. There's ways in Excel to filter out, and I can show you how to do that. So let's just open this in Google Sheets here. Okay, so from here, since this is from yesterday, just to show you on this video, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to highlight this whole thing, and I'm going to create filters. This way I can better be organized. When you do that, it creates these drop downs for each column, which basically grabs all the values, and you can select to see all of them or only see today. In this case, we want to just see today. So if I clear this, and for auditing purposes, I would just want to see what I gave Ownlocal to make sure that they don't have any missing ads. So in this case, this was for yesterday. Just for example, for today, for this video, we're just gonna look at yesterday's manifest that was uploaded, and you can check multiples or you can check just today's or yesterday's date. From there, it like filters out everything and just shows you 8, 10. And you can go in further by clearing everything and filtering by site. This way, it gives you a better viewing and just easier for you to determine what is missing and what's not missing. So if I go back to my drive and just for this video's sake, I'm going to go back to SEO data, and look at the 810 here from yesterday. And I want to start with Argus. So mainly what I would do is look at Argus, in this case is Ontario. And if I open this, it'll show up here. And now I'm going to make sure that this information is in the same file report that Ownlocal provided us. The way that you'll know that it's missing ad is that this information, this under the ad type, scrapes the information from the ad. So in this case, it has scraped the information from the ad, so we know that the ad was successful and was uploaded to Ownlocal. Okay, so so we're good with Argus. Then I would go next to Pierre, and then in this case Pierre is Cap Journal, so I'm going to filter out by Cap Journal. Find that. Now notice that since Cap Journal is not on the list, and I'm filtering by 810, it gives it already. I already know that these three files are missing because Cap Journal doesn't even come up. So because there's nothing available for Cap Journal under this date. Okay, so in this case we would grab these and we would have to go find them in Expanse. Okay, so you can set yourself a list. So I'm going to grab those, copy and paste. I'm going to just open a pad so I can place them in there. And I'm going to say Cap Journal. And they're right there. Okay, so you would do that through for all the manifests that you've uploaded. So in this case, Roanoke Rapids. I'm going to go in here, find Roanoke Rapids, get rid of this highlight, and just filter by Roanoke Rapids. In this case, their two were successful because of a scraped information on the ad type, but there are three that were not. So those three I would have to pick up and export from Expanse and upload them to Ownlocal. Okay, so that's the process you have to do through all the manifests you've created and compare to what Ownlocal provided. So once you have a list of missing ads, next step is to go to Expanse and find the ads. So there's two ways to go about it. I found that it's easier to find in the server folder, master folder, to find the Ownlocal folder and grab these ads, or you can go and find them through Expanse's ad block here. So if I put in the missing ad here and press enter, so it uploads and finds it. From here you can say add, export ad, and then put them on my desktop. Choose, put it on my desktop. Oh, okay. The reason it failed is because I need to make sure that I'm connected to the servers. So let me just connect to the servers. And of course you need to connect to the servers to get the files. That's how Expanse works. Alright, there we go. Much better. Okay. So now that I'm connected again, just a second. Okay, now let me do that again. XNLB 284670. Open that up. Alright, it's there. Let it load, do its thing. Okay, from there I'm going to say, oh, come on. Alright, oops. It's there. I'm going to say add, export ad. Desktop, and then you're going to say choose. and it exports the ad. Of course, when you export the ad, it exports a package which gives you all the information. So in this case, it's on my desktop. So it looks like this. It's a folder, and then the only thing we really need to worry about is the PDF. Okay, so once I do that, I can actually, alright, so that's one way to export. You can also go into your master drives. Oops, where'd it go? So let me go to master drives, go to folder. Oops, where are my master drives? Well, let me do that again. Let me go to connect to the server. Alright, so in Expanse servers, there's if you go into the master server, there's an Ownlocal folder there, which that's where all the ads live that were brought over, that were duplicated for Ownlocal purposes. That's another way that you can go ahead and find the missing ads. In this case, this is for CapJournal, so I'm going to go to CapJournal. It sometimes takes a little bit to load. Second. Alright, there they are. So then I'm going to go ahead and try to find these ads. So 28467, which is right here. I'm going to grab it, I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste it on my desktop, so now it's there. So that's another way to go about finding them. Now, after you find all your missing ads and you fulfill your list here, we have to go into Ownlocal AdForge URL to place those missing ads. Now, for example, alright, so go back to your browser here, go to adforge.ownlocal.com/admin/publishers, and then you have to place the missing ads on each site. In this case, the one that we picked up was for CapJournal, so I would have to go and click on CapJournal, which brings me to the back end of CapJournal, and these are the ads that are living in the directory there. But to the right here, you can upload new ads, you can upload multiple ads, or one ad. So I'm going to upload new, and it brings you this. So from there, you're going to drag this in here, and it's going to bring up this little box. I'm going to say start. It's going to start uploading, and that's it. That's how you place a missing ad into each site. You can always go back to, when you're done with CapJournal and have all the missing ads, you go back to administration and you continue on to another site to place the missing ads. So, and then again, upload new ad and do the same thing. All right, so that's the process from Expanse to Ownlocal. If you have any questions, please contact With Digital, Alessia Limo, or Anthony Morales. We are here to help. And but again, this is the process from beginning to end, from Expanse to Ownlocal. Thank you so much.